Welcome back to Optimize Health, where we're making easy, healthy, and delicious meals. Today we are going to do the second of a video series that's discussing commonly asked questions and concerns regarding diets, keto, carbs, and all the things that come up around that. You should talk to your doctor, healthcare provider, or veterinarian to see if any of these recipes, suggestions, or contents of these videos are right for you. Nothing contained in these videos are intended to be taken as medical advice. Use at your own risk. So I just want to get right into it. I wanted to discuss following up on the calorie restricted diet, grains in the diet, because commonly when people are avoiding fat and they're going on the dark side of dieting and they're moving away from keto, they're going toward, you gotta eat something, so they're moving toward carbs. Carbs is not an issue. Carbs in themselves, we find them in nature's almost everything, any plant products. So these whole foods, whole plant foods, vegetables, fruits, all excellent. Grains we do have an issue with, because grains not necessarily meant for us to eat. And if we are to make them safer and less toxic to eat, then they become highly processed, and that becomes usually high glycemic index and not really what our body is designed to be handling, that kind of load of glucose that then we have to pump out a ton of insulin. And the dips and spikes in insulin, we all know, that's not ideal for weight loss, weight control, or mood, or cognitive function either. So grains, they're convenient for civilization, but doesn't mean that they're healthy or really good for human consumption. Grains have intrinsic toxins and anti-nutrients that can disrupt the gut and cause damage in the gut. They also can have anti-nutrients that affect absorption of other things that you're eating along with the meal, whether it's your vitamins or you're relying on other whole foods for your vitamins and minerals. Grains are going to antagonize that process. So a lot of times people will be more prone to leaky gut or developing autoimmune problems because of this systemic inflammation occurring in the gut due to grain consumption. And now, I don't want to throw grains under the bus completely, but a lot of the problems that people have with grains in this country may be contributed to things like glyphosate, which is a pesticide, which also disrupts and destroys the microbiome of the gut. So that's a whole nother issue where even if we get organic, they can still be contaminated with glyphosate. And if you're sensitive to glyphosate, you may think that it's the grain that's causing it, but it could be that. Third point on grains, they have a very high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. It's something like more than 20 omega-6 to 1 omega-3. We know our ratio should be closer to 6 to 1 or even 4 to 1 if we can get it down that low. So we often need to supplement to get that in a better range, because we don't eat nearly as much seafood as like the Japanese culture. They tend to be maybe one of the few cultures that has a good omega-6, omega-3 ratio. And that's important because omega-6 is pro-inflammatory, pro-clotting of the blood. Omega-3 is anti-inflammatory and prevents, undesired clotting of the blood. Looking at a couple other things, examples of grain toxins are amylopectin. It's pretty widespread in most grains. Amylopectin increases the small particle LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, and it also increases triglycerides, which is also associated with poor health outcomes if you have a high triglyceride to HDL ratio. HDL is the good cholesterol. Amylopectin also, there's another toxin, goitrogen, which also suppresses thyroid function, and some people suspect it might be why many people, especially women in their middle age, start to develop hypothyroidism. It's because of too much grains that are damaging in the body, and then the body has lower thyroid function, and then possibly also increasing risk of autoimmune. grains overall, because of the systemic inflammation in the gut, can basically cause stress that will store, increase your fat storage and make it harder to lose weight. So that's what I was trying to cover today. Please let me know your thoughts and questions or comments, other topics that you might want to cover. And we're looking forward to doing keto, low carb, intermittent fasting, and carb cycling, as well as cholesterol in future episode. Oh, and also seed oil in future episodes. Please like, subscribe, and thank you.